3, 2, 1, go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hammer Down HTL Hammer Down Truck Series for the HTL Hammer Down Truck Series HTL Indianapolis 150. I am Kevin Young in the booth here, doing both the managing the operations of the cameras and the SDK layers here tonight. Had a bit of a little hiccup here trying to get some things going, but we should be ready to go here as qualifying is commenced. So we'll try to get everything set up here. Find a driver that's on a line here while we get things updated. Lily Sharp seems to be finishing up her lap, so we will get her on camera here. Sorry for some technical difficulties here. We'll get this going as quickly as we can. Where is the cameras on this thing? As drivers begin to do their qualifying laps here, set times. I know you're going to go behind the thing here, but just get something going here while I look. So yeah, drivers set their qualifying times here. John Hagen is currently the fastest driver on the board right now with Byron Jones, Martin Roberg, Jonathan Adams, and Patrick Overstat, your top 5 currently, as other drivers begin to set times here. Angel Santiago looks to be on a run right now at the moment, and they will be the next driver up here. Oh, there it is. There we go. Got that going at the very least. So Angel Santiago on the last drivers here. You see another driver jump up to 6 there. Pacey Wygent will jump to P6. Angel Santiago looking to maybe join the fray with a minute 40 to go in qualifying. Here you see another driver jump up to Pacey Wygent will jump to P6. Angel Santiago. So anyway, as luckily we've got everything kind of going here. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties for the viewers that are now tuning in. Should have been on a little bit earlier, but some things have gotten a little bit out of the way here. But luckily, things are getting to iron out here, and we should be ready to go for a nice, clean, long broadcast. Angel Santiago is going to finish their lap, and they'll slot up to P21 on the boards. P21 for them. And Lily Sharp jumps up in that new 36 truck, is going to jump up to P10, just inside the top 10.
I don't know if it's going to be stable at the start, and I don't want to wreck anyone.
So just a minute to go here in timing and board here. Look to see if any other drivers are on runs here. It looks like we got Carmen Sienna. Been a big hand here in getting everything running here. She's also, the chairwoman and president of ABN. Hits the wall there on lap 1, maybe singing her praises a bit too much. That's probably going to be invalidation and not a lap for her to finish in that 40 square D truck. She's doing a couple races here in the next couple weeks to get that as a fill-in for Nathan Esep's ride here in the Truck Series, and not going to have much trouble here. Again, going to sneak it off of 4, and with 28 seconds to go, that's not going to be a lap complete. It's only 23 drivers are going to set times here tonight in qualifying, with John Hagen going to be the fastest of those bunch, of Byron Jones in second as qualifying begins to tick down. So we'll stay on Sienna here as we're about to finish up here. Actually, if we can never get scenic here. Now we'll be on scenic as qualifying has now officially wrapped up, with John Hagen taking pole position, and we'll go over the rest of the grid shortly. So as the field begins to warm up here, let's flip that over to laps here, if I can ever figure out where. There it is. There we go. 150 laps about to show up here on the race. Of course, the colors decided to make a mistake as well. We'll have to put that there. That will actually try to find the best way to make this work. Give me a second. We'll just do this. Sorry about this, guy. Sorry about this, viewers. We almost got this good to go here. So we'll take a look at the starting grid here. And you can see on the front row, it's John Hagen and Byron Jones, top 2 on the front row. Moving down the grid, we got Martin Roberg and Jonathan Adams in row 2. Patrick Overstat and Pacey Wygent in row 3. Scott J. Posnensky with a good qualifying run, and Callie Height will be in row 4. Alfred Denny and Lily Sharp will be in row 5, with Greg Pillar and Matthew Kent making up the first 6 rows. As we move further down the grid, we got Stefan Overstat and Selena Thompson in row number 7. Jeremy Breo back from suspension, and Bobby Blowers in row number 8. Kevin Gibney Jr. and Caleb Carter in row 9. And John Smeal and Eli Sasek making up row number 10. Moving down, we got James Wright and Caleb Eichler, row 11. Angel Santiago and Dean Clavitt in row 12. Mark Parkhurst and Richard O'Day in row 13. Austin Mongold and Carmen Sienna in row 14. And Chris Pendell and Lily Frazier making row 15. And Casey Ellis will be the last car in the row 16, 31st spot in the number 35. As we'll also fix that real fast, too, to make sure we got that on laps 2. You can see as it scrolls down the top of the board of the drivers, as you can see drivers beginning to spawn in on pit lane. So here's number 81 of John Hagan, our pole sitter, along with the 48 of Byron Jones on the outside. We'll see if we can find a good camera here waiting as they'll get ready to go here. That'll be a good shot right there. One more truck still waiting to spawn in. Obviously, third car in line there of Posnensky. Actually, Posnensky and Pacey Wygen are there. So it looks like it's Patrick Oberstadt has not yet jumped to pit lane here. And it looks like he will not make the call as we are now away on pacing laps here to get ready to start this race.
Pulling over down the backstretch, I will be off track.
So anyway, 150 laps. Drivers going back and forth here. You can obviously see one car pulling off to the side there. Going to let some cars go. That's Rober going to the side here.
There's no special restart rules.
It's going to be 100. As they'll do one more pace lap here to get all
later,
situated
right?
here. It's going to be 150 laps. As I said before, no cautions. I mean, no stage breaks. So if the drivers do elect to stay clean and stay green, we will be caution-free for those said 150 laps.
If only we had admin in this server. If only.
Drivers obviously can see in the chat here, but relaying what's saying, the setup is not favored to the drivers here. So drivers not having the best of confidence tonight with the setup. Maybe having a bit of struggle. We saw during qualifying with only about 23 drivers qualifying and putting times down. It kind of shows the effect that maybe the cars aren't feeling the strongest here tonight.
No, it is in the zone, because there's a zone. I just didn't know if anybody tried it out if it was wonky.
So yeah, we can find a good angle for the restart here. So the pace car actually go around one more. Actually, should go one more time here. We'll see if I'm confirmed right. But I think, yeah, we are going to go around one more time of pacing here. Let the field get really bunched up here. One extra lap of pacing. Usually it's 2 laps, but since it is a bit of a short track, we'll give them one extra lap here to get bunched up. Okay, current points leader in the standings, Pacey Wygen, also last week's winner, currently in the 3rd row, right by side with Alfred Denny. It's going to be quite interesting to see how this all shakes up, if he can keep that points lead. And with the chase looming in a couple weeks' time, it's going to be quite interesting to see how it plays out the rest of the season and who can make a last-second lunge maybe to get in the top 8 for the chase concludes. So pace car going to take the off. We're going to follow that 81 truck, John Hagan, as he's got Byron Jones to his outside. Green flag is out, and away we go for the HTL Indianapolis 150. And Hagan already struggling off the inside, and it looks like some other drivers got to get a little bit squirrely off restart.
But enemies, John.
And John Hagan already making a few enemies here at the very least, but luckily everyone keeps it straight through corner 1. Posnensky gives a little bump to the 48 there, Byron Jones. But as it come off of 3 and 4, it's going to be John Hagan leading lap number 1 with Jones, Posnensky, Adams, and Wygen in your top 5. You can already see a bit of a threat here. Oh, we have a quick caution already. It looks like it's John Smeal and a few others. Caleb Eichler. I'm going to see if I can find someone here. There we go. There's Rober, Caleb Eichler. A few other drivers obviously spawned the pit lane here. It looks like it may have been a brake holding issue here. So we'll take a quick look at what exactly happened here. We'll find a driver that may have been the cause of this. I think it may have been Caleb Eichler. So we'll jump to them. And we're going to let this replay play out here and see exactly what happened with him. Obviously, a lot of drivers on that high line. I already see one, the 50 truck of James Wright clipped the wall.
If I break there, I was
We'll see exactly. Ooh, it looks like it was further up the road there. The 33 truck had a bit of an incident, and multiple cars there pile on in. And it being such a short track, not a lot of ways for drivers to go. Speaking of that 33 truck, we'll actually pull up on shot with him. It's Matthew Kent. We'll see exactly what happened to him, and we'll take it from maybe a closer perspective here. And we'll let him kind of ride it. You can see getting very close to that wall. That Simware machine there on the high line taps the wall. And it looks like it just gets loose right in front of the 88. And at this point, it just becomes a track blocker. And multiple trucks take evasive action. You can see right there piling in is Caleb Eichler. There's Dean Clavitt, the driver currently in the chase, also having some trouble. Our own Carmen Sienna. And there's the 46 as well involved in that incident. So we'll go back to live action here. See a few trucks already on pit lane right now, the ones involved in the incident. But for the most part, most of the trucks electing to stay out here and not pit this early into the race. Just gonna, that's the wrong button. Just going to see if I can fix one thing here. We want
Hey,
gap.
Lily,
there we
can
go.
you
Gap
check
would be
my
very
left
helpful
side?
instead
I
of
got
lap
hit pretty hard
times
by 20.
for the race. So
Can you
lap
check
4,
see if it's
150. Looks like a few extra trucks electing to come in. Mark Parkhurst, a notable name, coming in this time by. Well, I should cut to him because he's one of the only few cars traversing down pit lane here.
bad? Thank you.
Trying to maybe get a bit off sequence here. Trying something a bit different. By the way, for those viewing at home, if you do want to let me know if the setup and everything is all right with the mics and the audio, so we did have a little bit of late start. Be a good time to check. I did take a listen in. Everything seems okay, but if there is something a little bit off, please let me know. We'll try to fix it as soon as we can. But we'll cut back up to the lead here. John Hagan obviously got the restart. Had a little bit of an argy-bargy moment, but still leading the way as it's Hagan, Jones, Posnensky, Adams, Wygant, your top 5. As we'll see if the lights go out in the pace car this time by.
I think we should rename this to the iPacing One Shitty.
Yep, we'll have one more lap of pacing here. For the YouTube audience at home, looking at the comments here, Spirit of Indy brings up a good point here. A little fun fact, there's only one restroom in the infield of the track, not counting the portables, and it's not in the best quality. So a little fun fact if you do head to IRP, at the very least. So the YouTube audience and the ones not watching live, if you are watching this right now, there's a little fun fact in the chat about IRP. So anyway, Blight will probably come out this time by on the pace car. Again, a few cars were involved in the incident right now. A few cars still in the pit lane. Matthew Kent, Selena Thompson, John Smeal, and Patrick Oberstadt. Obviously, a few of them leaving right now, but going to be luckily still on the lead lap. But Patrick Oberstadt with enough damage. Actually, he didn't even take the flag, I should say. Currently still in the pit lane at the moment. So field going to get bunched up right now. You can see right there, John Smeal, our current race leader. He will be on the inside with 48 of Byron Jones to his outside. And then you got, sorry, I got to scroll up here. Posnensky and Adams in row 2, Wygant Height row 3, Sharp and Denny row 4, and Pillar and Oberstadt row 5. That will be the first 5 rows as we come to take the green flag here this time by. So pace car comes off. It's Van Hagen's control. Green flag is out, and a good launch by Hagan, and the green flag has been taken. '83 of Jonathan Adams just hit the wall right there. Just a light tap there. Going to be under pressure here from the 00 at Pacey Wygant. And you can see also the 3 at Cali Height, ready to capitalize if a door opens here. But John Hagan still leads the way. You can just see how RG loose these cars can get. They're staying high, and there goes a spin right there. The 00 ends up taking a spin here, and that will be the second caution tonight. You can see a few other cars involved as well. Selena Thompson looks like she got another piece of that. You can see the 36 of Lily, and then you can see Alfred Denny and a few others also involved right there. Track has become a bit of a car park. Christopher Pendel also involved as well. And that will be the second caution of the night here, with just 10 laps completed so far. So we'll take a look here. Obviously, we know who was the main, what was the main culprit, but what was the main catalyst of that? It was the 00 of Pacey Wygant, but looks like it did not pop up in the battle box. So we'll play it a little bit earlier in the incident here, and then see if we can jump to Pacey here. Just give me 1 second to make this work. Actually, we'll just let it play out here, and then we'll jump back. So we'll go from a nice little wide shot here to kind of see exactly what happened. You see Pace Wygant just up the road here in front of this 36. And then, ooh, just gets a little bump there, and then a bunch of other cars pile in. Actually, kind of want to watch that from the perspective of the 36 here. So we're actually going to take a rewind here. That's the stop button. Now we'll rewind. And we'll go right about here, and we'll see if we can get a good camera here angle to use for this. Let's see. Looks like we'll watch it from
Coming through on the top.
gearbox. No, that's all right. Roll bar, spiral, gyro. We'll watch it from a good chopper camera will give us good perspective. So anyway, we'll let it play here, and you can see right here. You can see just a little bump right there. Looks like she just went a bit too deep with the checkup because Callie is kind of there. And you can see the 00 right there kind of in line and just nowhere to go for either car. And it just caused a checkup. And at that point, other cars nowhere to go. Pendel obviously on that high side. And yeah, just a bit of chaos there. And that's how that will affect the second car. And I see Selena Thompson also with a bit of a spin. So back to live action. Obviously still nothing has changed really up front. It's still the John Hagan show. You can see a few trucks escaping the pit lane there. that pitted under the last caution. There's Pacey Wygent, but going to go one down because of said incident. Looking at a few other cars that see the pit here as I'm scrolling down on my own list here. See who exactly pitted. We got a few drivers that came in, including Selena Thompson again, Alfred Denny for a second time, Matthew Kent for a third time to fix damage, John Smeal, and obviously Pacey Wygent, who's got a very, very, very wounded double zero. You can just see that thing scratched up. So not a good start of the race for our current points leader. And is looking, maybe try to recover here, maybe get that thing fixed up to try to get some extra points here, and maybe take advantage of other chaos as he comes in his box. So we'll cut back to the lead. Obviously still John Hagan and Byron Jones 1-2. Nothing really changed for the most part in the top 5, except Callie Height obviously getting promoted 1 spot because of a little bit of calamity on the second restart there. So lights still on the pace car. You see Pendle also in pit lane as well. He's come down as well. Big bunch of fields came in, including drivers Ode, Roberg, Wright, Kent, Smeal, Wygent, Pendle all came in a second time there, fix up damage. So lights now on the pace truck are now out, or pace car at this point. It's going to be Hagan and Jones, 1-2 again. Not much has changed. Posnanski and Adams in row number 2. Then Callie Height, Greg Pillar there, Stefan Oberstadt, Bobby Blowers, Jeremy Breo, and Eli Saskic will be your top 10 coming to this restart. You can see a few trucks behind, including the 31 at Gibney, the 23 at Angel Santiago, and our one and only Carmen Sienna there at 13th. So pace car going to pull off. It's going to be on John Hagan's control in the restart box. Green flag is out, and away we go again. A lot cleaner up front. You can see a little bit of an RG-bargy moment just a little bit back there, right around Greg Pillar. We'll get a little bit closer here. And you can see right there on the getting on the attack here from Stefan Oberstadt. And you can see 2 battles right there with Jeremy Breo and Eli Sassick fighting. Bobby Blowers, say, fighting. Eli Sassick in the wings. Something happens. You see top 5 pretty much single file, and this is pretty much drivers trying to get the advantage they can get here, just in case another quick caution were to come out. Track position is key at these short tracks. And you can see Carmen Sienna get a little loose there in the back. But right now, the 39-hole spot there. And you can see Bobby Blowers will go 1 spot back. You can see under pressure here from the 51 of Breo. It looks like Breo's looking to clear. Bobby Blowers just tapped the wall. You can see the big old donut on the car there. But still, 51 of Breo on the charge, and now going to try to attack the 88 of Stefan Oberstadt here. And you can see Breo gets next around. Now Blowers going to try to make it a special here, 2-for-1 loss. And that will be a quick caution, so it's going to be a spot gain for Blowers, and it looks like it may have been Roberg, Patrick Oberstadt, and James Wright involved. I'm going to find one of these drivers. There's James Wright. Looks like he's relatively okay. Roberg looks pretty damaged. We'll see, and Richard Ode jumped the pit, so instead of pondering exactly what happened here from seeing cars going slow, we'll figure out exactly what happened. So it looks like Roberg may have been the cause here. So watch him here and kind of give us a perspective, see what exactly happened. Everything looks okay here. Obviously, it's coming up here. Oh, he clipped the apron. He spun up, and nowhere for the 33 to go. And then you can see a few cars pile in. Richard Ode hits hard there. And then you see the 8 as well involved of Patrick Oberstadt. So just a spin and just kind of shot up the racing track, and nothing further to go. We'll take an actual perspective from Richard Ode here.
I'm so sorry. My frame rate just went to
So we're wind up here.
from shit to even more shit, and I just lost it. That was completely on me. I'm sorry.
So actually, I'm going to go a little bit further back here. We'll pause there. Let me see if I can get it. Let's get a nice little cockpit camera here. We'll watch what he had to go through in this perspective. So riding over here with Richard Ode.
Oh, would have been nice to know.
And you can see right there, Roberg up the track. Low down he goes, and in the inside wall hard. Just nowhere to go for Richard Ode as he ends up hitting that inside wall a ton. It looks like it actually ended up frying the engine. So back to live action here. There's Roberg obviously in the pits right now. And you can see right now a lot of drivers still staying out. Don't think they've hit their window yet. Only lap 20 of 150. So a lot of drivers don't think they're in their window yet to come in for their first pit stop yet. Don't
Yeah,
want to
all
roll the
lap drivers,
cards
please say
and maybe
hi.
be in the back with the Hornets.
Because everyone was leaving.
So actually, we'll go to a nice little wide. Actually, we'll do a nice little blimp camera for a minute here, just to kind of show just the perspective. Actually, let me see if we can find something a little bit better here. TV mix. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll give us nice little mix shots here on John Hagan here and kind of let him follow around here. Some other drivers make pit stops, including Matthew Kent coming in for a 5th time tonight in this race. Obviously not what you want to do, especially in a roll like this. Involved in 2 of the 3 cautions we've seen tonight. And it's just not been a good night there. You can also see the 94 Christopher Pendell. He also came in, and yeah, he's definitely very, very wounded right now. Just trying to stay the course, as he'll come right back in to fix up more of that truck. But yeah, right now, at the moment, looking to see how many drivers haven't actually pitted yet. Highest driver that has actually made a pit stop so far is Mark Parker. So we'll actually cut to him right there. Currently in 16th spot. Other than that, though, most of the field has stayed out. Top 15 and 17th and 18th and 20 and 21st, 22nd have all not come in yet, while the rest of the cars have stayed out. So pace car lights have gone out. It's going to be John Hagan, who's still got control here at the moment. It's going to be Hagan and Jones.
I have a passing under yellow.
Posnanski, Adams,
get
Height,
it cleared.
Pillar, Breo, Obersat, Blowers, Sasic, your top 10. And we saw a few drivers get on the move here. We saw Breo was not afraid to kind of make moves here. You'll see being a little closer to the front, if you can make this happen, and maybe some driver in row 2 or row 3, or even Byron Jones himself, can maybe put a pressure on John Hagan and see if they can get around him. So light pace car pulls off. It's going to be on John Hagan's control. Green flag is out, and away we go, and a good launch by the 81. Another great launch, and he'll slide on up. And Jones, though, could be under a bit of pressure here from the 41 of Posnanski, as Posnanski's looking to maybe try to get a move here, but now under threat from Jonathan Adams himself. Look at Breo making a good move up there, sliding up to 5th. That should be a nice little side shot here. And you see Posnanski wants firmly 3rd. You see Callie Height and Breo waiting in the wings here. And you see the rest of the field's 2x2 back, basically 10th on back, 13th on back, basically all kind of argy-barging at the moment for position. Honestly, it's times like these, I'm glad sometimes I put the helmet down for active day-to-day sim racing. When you look at the pure pandemonium, we'll just cut back for you see on this wide shot here. You can just see how it's 2x2. It's pretty stressful. Sometimes I'm glad I put the gloves away for at least a little bit to kind of just enjoy being a commentator. So pretty much single file here for the first 10 rows here. We'll actually go back to TV3 here. Kind of show us a good perspective here at the moment. Posnanski, though, looking to make a capitalization here. Maybe make something happen. But right now, still can't really get much to occur here. Blowers has had a bit of a spike there in connection, but still currently P7. Oh, a little bump there. Posnanski gave Adams a bump. Adams got the brake held down here, but that will trigger a caution. Luckily, on the infield, not going to end up causing anyone to be involved in an incident, but obviously, Adams not going to be too thrilled with that 41 and that little bump he just gave. So, I'll actually cut the Posnanski. You're just going to show his perspective. Yeah, show that as well as he rides around here. But, again, luckily, Jonathan Adams actually cut back to him for a second here. And we'll show you from TV1. You can see not really any damage on that truck, though. Luckily, did not hit anything. No major scratches, but a lot of track position lost for set 83. So now the question is, what pit stops happen here again? Looks like a few drivers are coming in, but a little bit further back.
Okay,
Alfred Denny
once you get
there.
halfway, all the shit cars will be too
James
wrecked to
Wright,
drive.
Matthew Kent in for another time. Pacey White, Jonathan Adams. A
Third
lot of
stop for
those
the lap
cars,
cars here.
or trucks, I should say, were involved in opening incidences, fixing up the trucks. Even 21 Alfred Denny, you can see that truck not really in the best condition. He'll hit his box here and just try to get something fixed up here and maybe make that truck in a competitive state. So it's back to John Hagan, our leader. Looks like he's not yet decided to make service. Good news is when we go back to green, we'll be past lap 30. You can see right there, truck getting their lap back. That's Martin Roberg, if I'm not mistaken. It is Martin Roberg as he drives around right now. Will now officially be back on the lead lap. And that should give us, I believe, I'll confirm this right now.
Sorry.
So I should put the split up here. Should give us 28 cars on the lead lap here. You see also Jonathan Adams still on the lead lap as well. Yep, 20, actually right now 26, 27, so Patrick Oberstadt's still on the lead lap, so it would be 28 if Oberstadt beats the count here and stays on the lead lap. Actually, sorry, Patrick Oberstadt's multiple laps down. Sorry about that. Roberg would make 27. So 27 cars on the lead lap. So again, thank you for anyone tuning in and joining us here on your Tuesday evening for the HTL Hammer Down Truck Series at the Indianapolis IRP version and for the Indianapolis 150. Again, I'm Kevin Young, and thank you for joining us, as obviously we've had a few minor technical difficulties trying to get this thing on the road here, but we've got it running, and hopefully we can keep it running, I should say. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and if you're watching the replay on Twitch or the vlog on at Twitch or on YouTube, thank you for joining in as well and watching it then. A few more trucks, obviously, you can see on the timing and scoring board coming in. Wygent, Denny, and Wright again to fix up even more damage. So his lights are out on the
Hi,
pace
John.
car. Field will get bunched up. Hagen going to be on the outside again with Jones making up row number 1. I should go for a wide shot here.
No.
Jones, Hagen, row 1. Height, Posnensky, row 2. Or Height, Posnensky, Height, row 2. Breo and Blowers, row 3. Pillar and Gibney, row 4.
Oh, I see red.
Sorry, Oberstadt and Pillar, row 4. And Gibney and Sask, row 5. Jeez. Almost made a mockery of that. But that is our top 10 at the moment with, again, John Hagen still having way. So his pace car comes off. Green flag is out, and away we go. Hagen, another good launch there. Jones will follow second, and Callie Height make a move here for third. Oh, look at that aggressive side-by-side driving right there between the 41 and the 3. Breo and Blauer still back in a battle here again for top 5 status. Again, Height has been slowly on the move along with Breo. We're trying to crash this top 3 party. And look at that, not much room led. Posnensky stays in third for the moment, but Height, knowing kind of how aggressive you have to be, is not going to let that one slide. We're trying to get the run off, though. Angel Santiago gets a little bit loose in the back there. Does not end up looping it. Still okay. Now 3 wide, though. This may not end well. Looks like they keep it clean at the moment, and everyone keeps it back. So we'll jump back to Callie Height here, who's still on the charge of Posnensky, but Posnensky ends up kidding around, and Blowers gets around Bleo. So they'll keep it relatively okay here. So actually, we'll cut back to where we were watching that battle between Gibney and Santiago here, and we have another caution right now. Quick caution, and it looks like it was Carmen Sienna. We saw her just behind this little battle we were watching, and it looks like it may have ended up having a bit of an incident here. His truck looks relatively okay, but ends up may have had a spin. So we'll actually take a look exactly what happened to Carmen. As we'll cut to TV1 here and see exactly what occurred. So keep an eye on that 40 square D machine we're currently following. Obviously, right, trying to make her, clip the wall. Got stuck on it, and then a little hook from, a little tap by Parker, send her around. And you can see most of the cars trying to avoid. They all successfully do, but Sienna ends up hitting the wall. So luckily, not getting piled in, so you can see just how many cars again. We'll take one more look at that again. We'll actually just take a quick, one more look at that at the time. And we'll take it from, we'll follow from, just trying to find the cockpit. That would be another good shot here, just to show you how close it came here from her maybe ended up getting smacked hard in the engine. So again, hits the wall here. And you'll see, you'll feel the bump here from Parker's in a second. Ends up getting hooked around. At this point, this is a scary situation. Trucks all on that low side there, almost ready to bear you down. But Sienna keeps a good opportunity to keep it pinned to the wall and ends up not getting hit by anyone. And she'll continue on with track position loss. So back to live action. Again, no major pit stops for the top 12. They all stayed out again. You can see right there. Truck getting their lap back. That is the 80 the 8 of Patrick Oberstadt, who is now going to be 4 down to Selena Thompson and 6 down to the race. So still a long ways to go for that 8 to get back in the lead lap. But with how cautions are breeding, things can change. So now it makes you wonder, obviously with these pace laps and track position being important, it's not a situation where you end up giving up spots here if you can't help it. So you're going to run as long as you can, but obviously the downside is if we do get a long green flag run, it could put some of these drivers in a bit of a trouble here that have kind of stayed out this long, because looking at some drivers that have made a pit stop or two, we'll jump to him right now. Mark Parker is currently sitting in 13th position, currently pit on lap 4. Dean Clavitt came in on lap 5, 1 lap later for his pit stop. And then John Smeal here, currently multiple pit stops, but has gotten that truck back to racing condition, currently in 18th. Last pit on 18. So if we can get a long green flag run, it could play into the hands of some of these drivers like Smeal, Parkhurst, and Clavitt that could maybe be able to capitalize, lead a couple laps, help them in the points chase, or at the very least, maybe steal one and make one last stop.
What's the matter, Hagen? You don't want to see a pink car behind you?
This field gets bunched up here again. Lights are out on the pace car.
Actually, this is purple.
So it's going to be Hagen, Jones, Posnensky, Height, Flowers, Breo, Oberstadt, Pillar, Gibney, Sasek, your top 10.
Thank you. I'm an idiot.
No complaint here.
So we're going to be on Hagen's control here. I like running this line shot here because it gives us a good perspective. It gives a good perspective of what is going to be seen here and how it's going to play out. Oh, look at that big bump there, but Jones, I would say good launch, but Jones did not get going, and Height ran into the back of her. Multiple trucks there involved, and looks like a bit of a blame game going on in the comms, but a few trucks ended up spinning there.
Usually, at the car,
Back to Alfred Denny, 38, a Mongol there involved. And obviously, we saw what happened, but we'll take another quick perspective here just to kind of see what happened. So, if I can ever find an example here. Give me 2 seconds here. Sorry about this.
Yeah, Kevin, try telling that to the guy behind me.
So, we'll cut the Patrick Oberstadt here. Obviously, we're on the read. We're actually going to cut to Cali. We'll cut to Byron Jones here because that's what the problem occurs here. We'll take it from TV. Yeah, we'll do
how's my rear end and right side, I guess?
TV3. That's a good perspective here. You can just see right there a little bit of some chaos there already with the 3 and the 51. And you see the 51 runs into the 3, and the 3 kind of hits the 48.
Car going into 1.
And at that point, you see a few trucks that are spinning in the back. I'm pausing my fast to kind of let it play out here with Mongold. And you see Mongold, Casey Ellis ends up piling in. Yeah, just a big stack up there.
That's fine.
So actually, we'll rewind here.
Hey, Dean, at least the ranks name was right.
And we'll actually take it from 51 of Breo here, because he was ended up being the one that kind of stacked it. And we'll kind of take it from his perspective here.
Yeah, you have a dent, but you're not killed.
Cockpit here as well.
It's
kind of just to see what happened here.
Unless you're down RPM.
So you can see, wait there, lights are out now. And he just timed it wrong. Kind of bapped into Height. Height got into Jones, and just a big stack up there that ended up piling in. We'll take one more perspective here as well. We'll find Austin Mongol ride from him. See if the cars end up getting turned here. And we'll take this from a nice... We'll do it from a nice chopper cam. Give us good perspective one more time here. So you can see Mongol over there. You can see the stack up happen right there. Breo, Kite, Jones stacked up the outside line. And the 38 gets hit by the 31, the 44. 31 gets hit in the wall. And then you can see just exactly what happened. So back to live action. I see a few cars obviously coming down the pit lane. Obviously, some of them involved in the incident. Roberg, a few already involved in previous cautions, but obviously Austin Mongold coming in to fix that up.
Sorry,
no major cars pitting again here. But more importantly, Jones and Height staying out along with Breo, not thinking they got major enough damage, and the RPM factor They weren't a pit stop yet in that point. And obviously that's going to shake up the field a little bit with that outside line getting stacked up. It's going to cause an effect where promote a lot of drivers on inside line up a couple spots. So now Posnanski will break up the monotony of, I won't say monotony, but the monopoly as well of Hagan and Jones on that front row. So now Posnanski will be the first car firing off on that outside line, with now Jones being the first car on the inside line. Well, even though he's already on the inside line occasionally, but in the second row now. Blowers will also be pulling up a spot, Pillar, and a few others as well, Sasek as well. And for those tuning in as well, this is not usually an HTL occurrence we usually see here. In short tracks, a little bit different from the story, but usually the trucks can run very clean and very green in a lot of these places.
1 to 2 to 3 to 4, the gear shift box.
So hopefully, again, as the run goes on here, drivers will kind of learn the merits of this track. And I think we got a long green flag run coming here soon. Maybe the next, once we get past lap 50 here, we'll definitely see a good green flag run coming. So anyway, we'll take a quick look at how they stacked up here before we get the green flag. It's going to be Hazen and Posnanski row 1, Jones and Blowers row 2, Height and Pillar row 3, Sasek and Breo row 4, and Santiago and Oberstadt row 5, with Parkhurst, Gibney, Clavitt, Carter, and Ellis your top 15. Pace cars come off.
I'm in danger.
Hagen's control again.
Yeah, you are.
Green flag is out. A good launch there by Hagan, and away we go. Jones wants his second position back here. Going to be on the aggressive side here to get it. You can also see Sasek and Breo and Pillar almost 3 wide there. 2 battles here to cover. We'll keep an eye on the second place one here for the moment. As you can see the kind of playing out here. Breo as well, ready to kind of charge here. It looks like Jones looking to get the run here off of 1 here. And maybe clear that 41. Almost clear there. Looks like he'll have it clear maybe in the 3. See the rest of the battle back there, just in a little shot there. Getting kind of spaced out here, so single file running here for the moment in the top 10. Actually, we'll cut to camera 2 here to show it. You can see just off the corner here, you can see, oh, Parkhurst gets a little loose here though. He'll lose a couple times here, but Jones going to hold station at least here for second, at least for now. But a train is beginning to form for second as Hagan slowly driving away here. Speaking of a little bit further back, you can see Breo and Pillar fighting. This is for top 6 honors right now. Still side by side. Looks like Breo's going to end up winning the battle here at the moment. Pillar's going to have to slot back 1 spot. And you can see actually right now, speaking of battles, you can see Eli Sasek not taking any prisoners, going to jump a spot, so Pillar end up losing 2 spots there. Is now going to fall down the 8th and could end up making it worse here with Overstat and Santiago looking to get some good runs here. Maybe make a chance here, lunge in the battle. But single file. You can see right there, as we jump to another quick battle here, Dean Clavitt looking to try to charge up here. Remember, on that alt strategy along with Parkhurst, both came in pretty early in this, came under the first caution. Obviously not that much of a tire disadvantage, but obviously green flag pit stops looms and go just a bit longer than the drivers around him. Ooh, right there, Jonathan Adams gets a little loose there. Adams luckily going to hold station here and stay ahead of the 46 Smeal. Back to Clavitt. Clavitt going to get around Kevin Gibney to put that 56 truck up the 12th.
It's on me, I got loose. Nothing you did.
Look at that. You can just see how RG Bargin, another driver on the move right, Pacey Wygen. He's gotten that truck fixed up, he's used a fast repair, and he's slowly moving towards the front here. On the lead lap, along with Lily Frazier, 2 strong trucks. We saw how they qualified, and they both want to get to the back to the front here. They're taking no prisoners here. They know they got fast trucks. Looking at the tire advantage, for instance, both of them came in. Well, I started saying Pacey Wygen came in at 42. Lily Frazier came in on, actually hasn't even made a pit stop yet. So Wygen taking those fresh tires to their advantage is currently sitting in 14th position. Just trying to slowly crawl to the front. And actually, we'll do a nice little, see if we can find a good angle here. See, actually, we'll actually hold that thought here. We'll have to hold that angle right off later here. Just kind of see a little bit up the road there. You can see Santiago, Clavitt also moving towards the front here. I should take a nice little wide shot here. Switch up the angles. As you can see how it's all playing out. Levitt looking to get a good run on Santiago here. Trying to get in the top 10 for that 56 truck. Getting an okay run here. Looking to get a good chance here in the 3 and 4. Got to be patient when making moves here. Just got to keep it on the low side, pinch it low, and then try to get the run off. It looks like at the moment, Levitt not doing what he needs to do, but got an okay run here out of 2. We have another caution here. We'll have to hold that thought here, see who exactly was involved. Looks like it was Sienna, Ellis, and Denny. You can see Sienna obviously looking there a little wounded. We'll see how Alfred Denny looks. Obviously, he looks okay too. So maybe, just maybe a spin here, an incident. So we'll take a look here. We'll ride on board here with Carmen Sienna. She happened on this caution. You can see already side by the 3 cars we questioned involved in this incident that popped up. Sienna, Ellis, and Denny all within shot here. So probably going to have something to do with this. Right there, just in front, behind the 33. Ooh, 40 drift up just a little bit in Ellis. They both went side by side. Luckily, no major hits there. 50 of James Wright and a 37 of Roberg. Also nowhere to go as well. So 2 cars end up kind of getting side by side, and that will trigger a caution. We'll take one more perspective look here as well, as we do actually see some drivers coming in here. We'll cut back to that in a second here, but I want to take one more look at this from Alfred and Denny's perspective. And why don't we do this from a nice, I love the cockpit angle. It's usually indicative, and we'll watch this from his perspective.
It never told me to let someone go.
Holding in the middle here. Sienna kind of just drifts up just a bit, trying to hit the corner, taps it, and then Denny nowhere to go and ends up just luckily not hitting much here. Just actually avoids, nice avoidance there, not getting the Ellis either. So good brakes there by Denny and does not hit a thing. So back to live action. You see Alfred Denny actually staying out here. What I said, though, a lot of drivers were coming in for pit stops, and you can see how it's shaking up here. As you can see by the grid, already how it's looking right now. Santiago and Denny both stay out. John Hagan going to be the first car out on pit lane. It should be worth noting the top 2 of Santiago and Denny both did not come in. So they did not come in yet. Santiago has not made a pit stop yet this race. And Alfred Denny is coming on lap 29, so Santiago going to feel the effects of that tire wear. Rest of the field did come in. Obviously, you can see there's John Hagan 3rd, Posnanski 4th, Jones in 5th, Height in 6th, Blauer 7th, Breo 8th, Sassic 9th, and Stefano was at 10th. So a few little shake-ups in the pit lane, but everyone had relatively the same pit stops. One driver with a note as well, Matthew Kemp, cut to him real fast, let him show off his 33 similar machine. He only came in for 2 tires. So trying to get a little extra track position there and said 33. But Santiago and Denny going to roll the dice here and see what they can do. Is Pendel not going to be able to take the wave round because of Santiago and Denny staying out. And he is now going to drop to the back here as the field will get bunched up next time by the Go Green.
I got a passenger in a yellow for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. Oh, thank you.
Hey, Bobby, you know you don't need to get on my asphalt, right?
So anyway, field should get bunched up here. We'll actually take it from TV3 here. Shows a good perspective
What did you say
here.
about Bobby's asshole?
So anyway,
Not his, mine.
so Santiago, Denny, row 1. Hagan, Posnanski, row 2. Jones, Height, row 3. Blowers, Breo, row 4. Sassic, Overstep, row 5. That will be the first 5 rows. With Clavitt and Parkhurst, row 6. Pillar, Kent, row 7. And Pacey Wygett and Kevin Gibney, row 8. Yeah, that's the blunders of technical difficulties right there. Sorry for the naughty words there in driver's chat. Forgot that was not muted, or was not on audio cue. So anyway, pace car coming off. We're going to go back to green flag action. And Santiago gets an okay restart, but kind of timed it wrong, though, and that's going to allow Hagan a chance to capitalize. And look at Hagan, going to be aggressive there to try to make something happen here. Does not want to get stuck behind traffic. Going to be aggressive and try to take the lead back and side by side with Santiago. going to try to
Button
make
stop
something happen
rubber
here.
bands after
You
the
can see
three.
right at the 48 and 34 trying to make moves. Looks like Blowers ended up getting a little loose there. Going to cause a big checkup here on that high side. And it's 4 cars wide. Callie High gets hooked into Sasek. Blowers in the inside wall. Breo around. Clavitt, big lick there. He almost got airborne.
Have to pass the pace car.
Few other cars there involved as well. And just like a
I got
cork
pushed
of
into
a
cabin time free.
champagne bottle
Got
kind of
shot
getting
from that
exploded
from
there.
gas.
Just everything went to chaos
Bobby,
there.
Every time you blink, I want
And
to
that
hit a
is how
fucking
that's going to
voltage.
work. And why was that not muted? There we go. Now it's muted, hopefully. So anyway, we'll have to take a look at what happened there, but you kind of saw what happened there in regards. So actually, we'll pull it. If I can find the camera here in question, finding who would be a good shot here. We'll bog Callie Heights, so we'll pull up the replay here. So we'll see here exactly what happened. You can obviously see the bit of the effect here happening. And you can see right now, we'll let it play. Actually, we'll get a little closer here to give us good perspective here. So we'll follow the 3. Obviously, the 34 gets loose. We'll see that already. He's a little bit loose there. And he comes up the racing surface. Height nowhere to go. Still trying to make it 4 wide here. And Height just gets on the bumper of the 51. At this point, it's a track blocker. And look at Clavitt. Gets spun like a pinball. Pacey Wygen also gets sent to the inside wall. Got that truck nice and fixed up. And ends up kind of getting a little bit of an effect there. And that, yeah, so we'll take another perspective here. We'll see if we can pull up someone else here. We'll actually take it from, well, let's watch Breo here. Another perspective, obviously the one you can see right there again, 34 gets loose. And we'll take it from a nice chopper camera. Blimp. Chopper. Let's do chopper. So anyway, you can see the perspective coming. We'll see if we can slow it down here if I can learn. That's the fast forward button. We'll have to do it live speed, so you can see right there, Blowers gets loose 4 wide. At this point, it's just trying to get there, and obviously just too little too late of road. The 9 comes up thinking there's nothing there, and you can see the car's just piling in. So we'll take one more perspective here. Speaking of the car that got spun like a top there, we'll take it from Dean Clavitt's perspective, and we'll also ride. Actually, we'll ride on board here with. We'll do TV 1. So we'll take a perspective here as well. Clavitt, again, just nowhere kind of minding his own business here. Obviously, the chaos happens in front of him, and at that point, he slows up on the brakes and just gets hit by Pillar, and Frazier ends up kind of giving him a little bit of air and ends up tearing off the rear end of the 56. As a bunch of other trucks take evasive action. So back to live action, you see Breo right there, obviously had to coming in for service. Hagen ends up taking the lead back. Santiago going to stay out here a little bit longer to try to make something happen here. Cars coming in, James Wright, Pacey Wygen, Martin Roberg, Dean Clavitt, Bobby Blowers, and Greg Pillar all in. Anyway, yeah. So again, hey, it was kind of interesting because we saw in those it was a bottleneck moment. We saw cars were trying to be aggressive there to try to get around the cars on slower and worn tires because if, let's say, Hagen got around first, he could have checked out, or if Byron Jones got around, he could have checked out. It was a situation where drivers are rushing to get around there, and the problem may not be fully evolved yet because obviously I'm not saying any blame for Denny and Santiago. They're trying to pull a strategy call here, and they're trying to make it so they can put themselves in a good spot here to maybe win or get good points. So there's no real penalty for that. I'm not mad or even upset for them doing it. It's a strategy call, but it's just the nature of short track driving where tire advantage is going to play out quite aggressively when there's about a 57 lap difference on the tires. But Santiago going to be on the outside of row 1 here, so it's going to be Hagen and Santiago row 1, Jones and Denny row 2, Posnensky and Sasek row 3, Oberstadt Parkhurst row 4, Kent and Sharp row 5. And that will be the first 5 rows here. Green flag's out, and Hagen, good restart there as rest drivers go. Denny gets a little bit bogged down. Could be under pressure here from Posnensky. You see right there, Posnensky going to try to thread the needle here. Hagen gotten away here. Since he's still Santiago doing a good job, though, trying to keep second right now at the moment. Ooh, Posnanski gets a little loose. They're trying to get in the attack. Now could be under pressure from Alfred Denny. Just a little bit further back here. Eli Sasek, driver we haven't said a lot about here, been flirting in the top 10, looking to try to get that 9 Ascent truck in the top 5. There's Mark Parkhurst and Stefan Oberstadt. Go to shot 2 here, just to show you how close all it's getting. And yellow flag's out. I saw a car get kind of attacked there near the end. We'll see exactly who it was. It looks like it may have been Carmen Sienna and Lily Frazier here. Oh, look at that. That's Lily Frazier stopped in turn 1. Engine is kind of damaged up here. Roberg may have been involved along with Clavitt. So we'll see exactly what happened here. We'll take it from Clavitt's end here first. 56 truck. Is it just outside the top 15, top 20 area when this happens? Oh, it happened before, so actually it looks like I'm actually gonna, as you can see right there, I'll let it play out here, and then we'll go back to see what happened. But now the front end falls off the 56, so just came in and repaired the back. Now the front ends up having some damage. So now we'll jump to Carmen Sienna here, because it looks like she may have had a bit of a bigger piece in role in this. You can see right there, battling with Lily Frazier, the 50 of James Wright, and the 51 of Jeremy Bray. A lot of those cars involved here. And you can see just comes up 3 wide and ends up getting hooked there by the 51. Or basically gets that. And you see the 71 also involved with the 50 of Roberg. And ends up having a bit of a piece there too. And again, pretty wounded 40 stopped there along with the 71. So actually we'll take one more look at this as well. We'll take it from the 71's perspective. We'll do it from another angle here too. We'll do it from the chopper. So you can see basically, again, 2 wide here. Sienna, Brea going to try to threaten the deal, make it 3 wide. Sienna may not know Brea was there. And then James Wright kind of hits the wall and sends the 71 upward and gives her a little old hook there. And right there, Blauer's nowhere to go. Piles in hard. Hoping it did not damage the engine if you were the driver's taking evasive action. So back to live action. You can see already some trucks coming down here. A lot of those trucks ended up being involved in the incident. There's Lily Frazier coming in to fix the truck. No one majorly pitted outside in the top 14. They all stayed out. First driver to come in was Denny on lap 72, which was just under the previous caution. As Carmen brings up a good perspective in the situation right now in the chat, her car is still alive. You can see right there that 40. She's been not putt-putting around, but she's been aggressive on that 40 square D machine. She's trying to get that thing up there. And looks still good, at least at the moment, but a lot of battle scars for that 40. Looks like Bobby Blowers had a little bit of an incident too here. Yeah, probably just on the pit lane. So just going to go quickly check to see exactly what may have happened here when leaving his pit box. You can see already pretty jacked up front there. Does he end up just making an incident off pit lane here? Looks like he just stopped to let cars go here, so that's what triggered the incident. My report now coming back down to try to get that thing more fixed up. So back to the front here. She get bunched up soon here. Actually, next time, might be it. Yeah. Get bunched up here again. New paint scheme for John Hagan this week. Obviously, did not have a chance here to say much about it, but new paint scheme for John Hagan. He's rocking a white and orange paint scheme here for the National Children's Association. And yeah, cool paint scheme. And obviously some other drivers running similar ones. Obviously it's Byron Jones there in that Jones's paint machine there. Similar paint scheme that both him and his teammate Pacey Wygett run. Obviously with slightly different sponsors and obviously the ribbon on the hood. So anyway, John Hagan, Byron Jones in row 1. We'll have to run this quick here as I was admiring paint schemes. Hagan, Jones, row 1. Santiago Posnanski, row 2. Sasek and Parkhurst, row 3. Oberstadt, Chart, row 4. And Kenton Gibney, row 5. Green flag is out, and away we go. And Jones timed that restart well. Gonna try to stay on Hagan. See Trevor right there. You can see Hagan. First real challenge Hagan's had in a while here. Jones keeping him honest. As it's heating up for the battle for the lead. Jones on the inside here, looking to make something happen. Side by side for the lead here. You can see Lily Frazier taps the wall in the distance, but we're focusing on the lead. Jones, tasting the glory, has not taken a victory yet this season. Long with Posnanski in third. Angel Santiago gets a bit loose. Frazier still losing the back. She's really struggling off corner exit. But Jones looking to try to get that 48 in victory lane to join his teammate in winning. But obviously with this race half over, still a long way to go, but trying to maybe put a dent in Hagen's dominance so far. Still side by side right now. Not giving an inch either driver. They're running hard. They're running fair, but they're running clean at the very least. And look at that. Hagen gets stuck in the wall. That's going to allow Byron Jones, new leader, 48. And now Posnanski is looking to maybe take second away from Hagen. Obviously, Jones not going to allow that to go two away. Obviously, 2 through 7 here, all single file. Got relatively clean. Hagen, though, right now going to have to try to get back up on motion, try to make something happen here. But right now, firmly set in seconds. He'll get a little bit of breathing distance away from Posnanski. We'll cut a little bit further down the field here, see if there's any major actions happening here. Right now, again, top 10. Still relatively okay here, still single file. See right there, though, the 46 John Smeal. Look to maybe make a run here on Kevin Gibney, get further inside the top 10 here. And there's Austin Mongold looking to try to join the top 10 drivers. See a few drivers scraping the wall there. You can see just how chaotic it is back here. You can see the 30 of Mongold fighting position. Lily Frazier, obviously a few taps in the wall. Keep at it. Look at that. Denny going to try to make it almost 3 wide there. Luckily, thinks better of it, but going to try to make a move on that 44. Caleb Carter. Carter going to hold the edge, though, and keep that spot at least for now. Instructs fight out, but we'll keep this battle for a second here. As you see what effects here, but it looks like you can see on the left side of the screen, Hagen keeping those intervals honest right now. He's keeping Jones within distance here. But Caleb going to try to make a move on Mongold. Pushing side by side here, and it looks like it should be wrong. Camera hit that button there for a second. As Carter cannot get the run off, Mongold's still there. And it looks like it's finally going to come to an end here at the very least, as now Carter is going to be under pressure here from Denny and Frazier. Not Frazier, I should say. Lily Sharp, I should say. But anyway, still side by side, and it looks like the 21 going to get a good run here. But he clips the wall. Now the driver giving an inch here. But it looks like finally 44's going to have to give up. Now Denny going to follow suit around that high side. So Mongold going to get some breathing room for 11th, but they've already lost about a second and a half. The car at 10th. Looks like that's a breather room. You see Callie Height, car remember, involved in that big incident with the checkup. Now on the charge here against her friend, Lily Frazier. And we have a caution here. Good green flag run there, yellow flag. Not exactly seeing who it is in the battle box here. Maybe it was Roberg. Yeah, well, there's our incident, Roberg. And it looks like Posnanski had an incident too here. Looks like we're going to have to see what happened to Posnanski too. He has fallen way down the order here, down the 16th. So 2 separate incidents here to kind of cover here. So we'll take first look what happened with Posnanski, and then we'll check what happened with Roberg. As he was currently in 3rd. Oh, he just lost on his own, and he ends up, yeah, coming into the inside wall there and clips the inside wall quite hard there. Well, kind of gives a good old kiss. Not too hard, though. And that probably was the trigger of the caution here. As they'll get it now back refired, though. And then quickly just going to check, see what happened to, if I can find him on this timing board, Roberg here. I think he just had an isolated spin here, but generally curious to see what happened here. Oh, he actually got some help. So hold on, we'll have to watch this one too. James Wright, Bobby Blowers, side by side. Oh, he checks up because of, oh, that's, hold on, there's more mysteries to this cake here. Looks like Casey Ellis had an incident too here. So we're winding a little bit more here just to see what happened. Oh, KCL's came up right on the Adams. Ends up getting hit into the wall, spun around, and that caused the checkup that sent Roberg to the inside there. So that, it's very weird because we saw two separate spins there on two separate parts of the track. I think that was the reason for the caution, but Poznanski also had an incident too that caused some chaos there as well. So back to live action. You can see cars coming down pit lane here. We'll cut back to the lead here. Most of the field came in again. So Hagan obviously made his final pit stop. The race, his crew actually was able to beat Byron Jones's out. So Hagan will retake first driver off pit lane, but Gibney and Smeal both stay out here. Both pitted on 57-59. In that regard. So now it's interesting because looking at how long, obviously, green flag, I should say caution laps have quietly interfered with runs here at the moment. Have kind of put saving fuel in easier fronts. So we have kind of diluted numbers, but we know a lot of these cars came in around 57, 59 for the first stop. But I'm guessing right now at the moment they've hit the magical number they think they can make it to the end here. I would not be shocked. Well, I say that, but we have about 60-ish laps to go here. Well, 50, 60-ish. My math is not the greatest right now. A little overwhelmed. But 58 laps to go here at the moment. So obviously it's a stretch maybe to make it to the end here, but I feel like they would have stayed out longer if they didn't think they had a chance to make it to the end here. But Gibney and Smeal don't think there'll be more cautions, or maybe they can run it long enough up front that they can pit again and more drivers will have to come in for service or late tires and fuel to try to make a run at for the win. So lights are out on the pace car. Gibney and Smeal make up row number 1. Jones and Hagan will be row 2. Parkhurst and Santiago, row 3. Sasek and Oberstadt, row 4. And Kent and Denny, row 5. And that will be the first 5 rows here. And while I take this opportunity, I want to point out Matthew Kent here. Obviously, I'm going to knock on some wood here so I don't jinx him too hard. But was involved in a lot of opening incidences. You can see that truck's got a little scars, but currently rocking inside the top 10 along with Alfred Denny, trying to make a good recovery drive here and get those trucks in winning or at least top 5 positions. So it's going to be on Gibney's control here. And away we go. Good launch by Gibney. Jones didn't get as well, and Hagan had to jump up, and that's played well in the Byron Jones' hand, as now he is up in the second position, and Hagan going to have to try to go the long way around Smeal. Santiago going to try to follow suit as well. Remember, that strategy actually worked out for that 23 truck, as now he is in a net P5 right now, trying to go further up. Jones, though, trying to go low here. Can't get the job done, and now Hagan going to challenge for second. Side by side, they ride for second. Gibney hanging on for the lead right now for the moment. 3 wide for 5th. Sasek, though, going to bail out here. Hagan, Smeal gets turned by Santiago there. Looks like the caution was unrelated to that, but a secondary incident there that played out by a little wall tap. So caution came out just a second before that. We'll have to see what happened there, but also 2 separate incidences play off there. But Gibney holds the lead, at least for now, worth noting. So we'll cut back here, cut to John Smeal. He actually will get to keep his positions, and we'll actually just can't see who. I think it may have been back here. There you can see the incident in question. We'll ride on board with this one. Kent got some air there, but we'll pull it back here. We'll cut to Smeal here. And you can see 3 wide also there as well for that lead. So that was just pure racy happening all over. And actually, we'll wind here. Sorry about that. Let's pause here. Go to TV2, and then we'll kind of let it play out here. See what happened here. Oh, just a little wall tap. Big lick there by 23 into the 9. You can see just Kent get some air there. And luckily, unluckily hits the inside wall. We'll go back a little bit here to Matthew Kent for a second here. I do want to see what happened to him, but I do actually want to see what may have triggered this caution here. So you do ponder with me for a second. Let's see if we can see. Oh, that will explain it. Austin Mongold ends up getting a piece here. So we'll see if I can find Mongold on my drop down. Here he is. It didn't pop up in the information box. So very odd. We'll wind out here. It looks like he just lost it on his own. We'll let it play here. It just goes too deep, loses it up the racing surface, and Iverson threw that a caution. Obviously, Ailes gets in. Rest of the field luckily avoids him. And luckily, very odd situation at hand because, yeah, that was what caused the caution, but pure chaos happened as well. We'll take one more quick look at this as well. I'm going to rewind a little bit more here. One more time, and I do want to actually ride on board here with Matthew Kent right when this occurs here. So we'll go just a little bit further back. We'll pause there, and we'll take an onboard shot here. We'll check it from the cockpit here, and we'll see exactly what happened. So obviously you can see up front the battle for the lead, and then you can see right there, tap there from the caution, nowhere to go. It just gets bumped on the right side and hits the inside wall pretty hard there. And that will be what happened to Matthew Kent. So back to live action. We'll see John Smeal. We'll cut up to the read here. Kevin Gibney ended up pitting under that caution, so he came in on lap 96 along with Jeremy Breo and some other drivers, Bobby Blowers, James Wright, Matthew Kent, John Smeal, a few others. Mongold going to stay... Mongold going to stay out and get... No, I wouldn't say stay out here, but going to try to get a lap back at the very least. Actually, still on lead lap, so at the moment, going to try to stay on lead lap, I should say here, by trying to take the waiver out at the very least. But more importantly, because of that, Jones going to get the lead back because at the end of the caution, Hagan was ahead, but scoring, timing, screwing ruled it back and gave Jones the lead. So Jones ends up taking it back here with Hagan second, Sasek third, Parker's fourth, and Oberstedt top 5 at the moment. As we now just hit officially lap 100, we got going green this time. I will have 50 to go in this race. If we get some green flag running, this race could be over in a blink of the eye. So I have to keep an eye on that. It's going to be Jones, Hagan, row 1. Parker, Sasek, row 2. Denny, Oberstadt, row 3. Wygant, Carter, row 4. And Sharp and Adams, your top 5. So pace car has come off. Going to be on Jones's control. This time he's had control all night. Green flag is out, and away we go. Hagan, not a great restart there. Could be under pressure, but luckily we'll slot back in a second. Parker's, though, gets tapped by Sasek, checks up the high line. Looks like we're still green at the moment. Going to try to get back there. Still green, and now the caution will be called. Kelly Height also involved. Jonathan Adams involved as well. 4 major trucks there involved in that incident, and that will be the 12th caution of the night. So obviously we got a good perspective of what happened there. Actually, wrong button, sorry. So as we try to get that pulled up on the replay here, we'll take it from, obviously, Parker's perspective, or at least follow Parker here. He'll give us a kind of good insight, because you see right there, Adams ends up getting checked up there, going high-low. Parker's looking to get a good run, and just a little short check race, and then you see Denny gets hit by the 0-0, and Adams gets a good lick there on the tire, gets stuck on the tire, and Callie tries to get on the brakes, and ends up just lightly tapping it out for Denny there. So now we'll take another look here. Let's see. We'll take a look here from Jonathan Adams first, and then we'll take one more look from Sasek. So I want to see it from Adams' perspective as well. We'll take this from... why don't we look at from the... Actually, sorry. Yeah, we'll take a look from TV3 here. So you can see here again, you can see just Hagan come in, and then you can see the cast happens in front. And then Adams just trying to maybe take advantage and go low, trying to avoid it, and just gets stuck on the 42 and ends up hitting the outside wall there. Luckily, the rest of the trucks end up getting through. Now we'll take one more look here. From Eli Sasek's perspective, we'll actually take this from a higher angle here. Just want to see exactly. You can see again, we'll run it just a tiny bit right at the sign of the restart here. You can see right there, Hagan kind of spins the tires a little bit, gets low, kind of maybe sends the driver's a message up front. You can just see, yeah, just a little drift up by Sasek, not too trying to be too dangerous, but ends up kind of setting an incident for the rest of the field. So back to live action. It's going to be Jones, Hagan, Sasek, Oberstadt, Carter, your top 5. And obviously, as we'll get a nice little cut-in angle here, just kind of show you. Again, Jones's truck, you can see a big old bump on the rear. I just want to show you some of the damage some of these trucks have had here tonight. Hagan got a big old, Jones, a big old bump on the rear end there. John Hagan's car looks relatively clean for the most part. No major scratches. Sasek as well looks clean. Oberstadt looks pretty clean as well. But you can see a big old donut on the right side along with Sasek's. And then as we go further back, Caleb Carter, damaged front and rear. Lily Sharp, big old donuts on the right side. Casey Ellis there as well. Good damage on both sides. Kevin Gibney looks all right. And you can just see the pure battle scars of these cars. James Wright, look at that. And remember, these drivers had one fast repair, so some trucks still look clean because they maybe burned a fast repair. But other ones have already burned it. At this point, they're just trying to get those trucks to finish up and finish well. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if the truck looks destroyed. As long as it wins, if it ends up in victory lane, you don't care if it looks very scratched. So 1 to go here for the pace car. Let's go on the bottom of the board here. Base is back. Gonna get all nice and bunched up. It's going to be Jones, Hagen, Oberstein, Sasek, Sharp, Carter, Gibney, Ellis, Wright, Posnensky. Your top 10 in the first 5 rows. It's been a long night, a lot of cautions, but hopefully I believe we got the sun around the corner here. I think we got a long green flag rant coming here at the very least. Got to keep the optimism at the very least as well. So it's going to be on Jones's control again. Green flag is out, and away we go. Right now, 1-2 pretty smooth there. You can see right there, Hagen trying to get a little bump there. Oberstein, oh, car spinning. Caleb Carter's round. Casey Ellis piles in. Posnensky may have got a lick there, too. Gotta find an angle. There's Kevin Gibney. Stop there. And that's gonna be our 13th caution of the night. So obviously we kind of saw from the wide shot what happened, but we'll take an extra perspective here and see exactly what happened here. See Kevin Gibney driving away there. But we'll get a little closer here, just kind of show you what happened. This is coming out of 2. So this is gonna set up for 3 and 4 here. Riding hard here for a top 5 with Lily Frazier. And just a little tap there, just kind of hits the side pod, spinning, and then nowhere for Ellis and Gibney to go there as the rest of trucks pile in. So we'll take another perspective here. We'll take it from Casey Ellis' perspective here. We'll go with a nice, a wider shot here. And you can see again exactly what happened. Just see up the road there, just a little drift up, a little drift down. 44 starts getting lost right up to the racing line. And then Gibney gets hooked, but luckily everyone else makes good evasive action to avoid the rest of the chaos. So we'll take one more perspective here. We'll take it from Kevin Gibney. And we'll do it from, we'll see what he saw through his own monitor here. Has got a good run for that 31, trying to play the strategy right here and just tap up the road and just nowhere to go. And then gets a little hit there from the rear. At this point, again, dangerous sign to be hooked the wrong way around, but luckily no one piles in and hits him. So minor damage, but luckily could have been worse. There you see Gibney and Carter both coming in the pit lane to try to fix up the trucks and try to get them back up the racing speed. But there's our race leader again, Byron Jones. We've just we'll hit under 4 to go next time by. It's going to be Jones, Hagen, Sasek, Oberstadt, Sharp, your top 5. This field should get bunched up next time by, but let's run a little bit of narratives here, if you will. If you will, take me through this. Or I will take you guys through this, I should say, or gals, or whoever is currently watching. Byron Jones. Get a nice little cut shot here. Byron Jones, looking at his first win this Truck Series season. John Hagen's obviously won multiple times, looking to add another one to the club to make himself a further distance for most wins this season. Eli Sasek, looking for the first truck win this season. Stefan Oberstadt, looking for a first truck win this season. Lily Sharp, first truck win this season. Posnensky, Wright, Smeal, Blowers, all look, actually, not Blowers, but the other top 8, all looking for first wins. Brea won at Daytona. Blowers, I believe, was top second at Atlanta, but a lot of good runs here. Has not yet found that 34 victory lane, but very strong performances for him. But a lot of drivers in this top half of the field right now. You got Hagen, Oberstadt, Sasek, Poznanski, Smeal, Wright. Usually running top 10, top 15, but not always in the top 5. So they're looking to try to make the chaos happen tonight magical for either driver and get that truck in a good finish or even victory lane. So it's Jones, Hagen, Oberstadt, Sasek, Poznanski, Sharp, Wright, Smeal, Blowers, Breo, your top 10 as pace car is pulled off, and it's going to be on Byron Jones' control. Green flag is out, and away we go. Hagen timed it right, though. Could challenge Jones into 1. Jones holds his nerve, keeps it hard. Battle for third, raging on. Oberstadt and Sasek playing hard here to keep the wide gyre just in case something happens with the lead. Caution out again. You can see exactly who it was as I've lost the mouse. Looks like it was, trying to find exactly who it is. Looks like it was Kevin Gibney again, who had a bit of an incident here. You can see him way off the pace here. Caught it just a tiny bit too late, so we'll take a look in the replay to see what happened. And you can see, keep an eye on that 31 truck, so we'll go just a tad closer to see what happened. Yeah, there we go. See Carmen standing up the road there. Oh, came up just a bit there. Kelly Height, not know Kelly Height was there, and ends up kind of paying the price there, and ends up kind of just getting a piece there. So we'll take one perspective there. Well, actually, we'll take it from Kelly Height's perspective, and we'll rewind back here because she did not appear on the battle box. So go back here, and we'll then pull it about there, and we'll take it from a high angle here, kind of see exactly what happens. Actually, we'll take it from that one, yeah. So we'll let it play out here live, and you can just see Gibney just kind of comes up, and yeah, Kelly was there, and nowhere for Kelly to go, and Gibney ends up getting turned around. So anyway, back to live action. It's going to be, obviously, you see cars coming in, obviously the effect of the damage. Jones, Hagen, first 1-2. Sask, Oberstadt, 3-4, and Poznanski top 5. Again, thanks for everyone that's tuning in right now. Obviously, it's been a less than stellar night across the board here. Racing, etiquette, a few others. Obviously, I've also had some mistakes in the broadcast booth, both operating the cameras and manning the voice here. But we're trying to get this done here, and we're going to see hopefully a good finish here at the very least, and see this race turn out for the better here. So keep chugging along, and we'll try to keep it going here. Looking at a little update through the field here. Obviously, the top 4 have last come in at lap 89. Scott J. Poznanski came in at lap 92. And Bobby Flowers last came in at 102. So in the top 10, differing strategies at the moment. But top 4 all kind of staying for the most part there. Dean Clavitt looking to get his lap back here. Speaking of drivers on the lead lap and not in the lead lap, that will now officially, once Clavitt can get around here, Jones will now pull down. Clavitt will get his lap back and will give us 23 cars on the lead lap at the moment. Angel Santiago going to be the first one down, along with Patrick Oberstadt and a few others, currently 1 or multiple laps down. Actually, I'll give you a quick update here in a second. As you can see right there, Santiago's 1 down, Oberstadt's 3, Pendel 7, Sam is 8, and Adams and O'Day and Thompson pretty much behind the wall or just trying to get a good finish at the very least, and maybe hope for a few more drivers dropping out. So 23 cars still within a shot here to win. If we get another caution, could open door for Santiago in the lead back. And if we see more cars wreck out, could open door for Patrick Oberstadt to get back on the lead lap as well. So field getting bunched up here with 1 to go. There's Osmongold leaving the pit lane. It's going to be Jones, Hagen, Oberstadt, Sasek, Sharp, Poznanski, Blowers, Smeal, Wright, Kent, your top 10. So pace car going to pull off. Going to be on Jones' control again. Green is out, and away we go. Hagen gets an okay. Jones gets an okay restart. Hagen, not so much. Hagen will keep second. Battle for third between Sasek and Oberstadt. As the other drivers filing 2 by 2 here to try to get an advantage here. Maybe get a run off. Sasek will keep third. But a little bit further back, you see Sharp and Poznanski. They're fighting hard here for the top 5. Both running similar-ish kind of different scheme, but similar orange and silver machines. Just slightly different variations. But Sharp going to keep 6th. Will fall down to 6th. But luckily everyone else will file out here at the moment. Looking a little further back here, see a little bit battles. That actually be a caution. Looks like Gibney was involved in something here. Big lick there. Someone hit the wall pretty hard there. Looks like Sienna and Wygent went off track here. That will be the 15th caution of the night, by the way. And we'll see if we can track down what happens. So we'll take a look here. Keep an eye on the 31. I don't know if he was the incident cause here, but he ended up popping up here. Take a look here and see exactly what occurred. Actually, I'm going to actually pull out a wide shot here. Sorry about that. Now we'll do a wide shot. Still nothing major happening yet, but it looks like, oh, Caleb Carter ends up getting a little loose, a little slowed up, caused a checkup, and big lick there for Carmen Sienna, though, on the inside wall. And just a checkup leading to something else, So we'll actually pull back here for just a second here. And we'll actually pull up to Gibney again here. But we'll now keep an eye on the 44 Caleb Carter here and see exactly what occurred. What caused the 44 to go a little slow here? Oh, they got just a tad loose right in the Fraser. At that point, trying to get back up to speed, height, nowhere to go, and just caused a bottleneck. And then you're going to see Rober gets in the Sienna, Senna gets in the Wygent, and Sienna, big lick there for the 40 machine. We'll take one more perspective here as well. We'll keep an eye on Carmen Sienna, as obviously we saw her have a little bit of an incident here. Wind just a tad here as well. She got a big lick here. Hopefully she is virtually okay and also really real life okay as well. We'll take this from the cockpit as well just to kind of see it from a perspective. Right, just a tad more here as well. And you can obviously see right there the effect of Carter right there getting loose right there in that white machine. At this point, she's minding her own business. The 31 gets stuck in the 00 and then just gets hit by Roberg, and then that wall comes up very quickly. And then obviously that's the noise we heard. And the engine also letting go, and I think that may be race done for the 40 machine. Back to live action. There's Gibney. Byron Jones still has the lead. As in a couple laps time, we'll be within 25 to go here on ABN 1 for the HTL Indianapolis 150 in the Hammer Down Truck Series. So field will get bunched up next time by. Again, Jones and Hagen have been going duel to duel here. It's been about getting the launch off. It's been getting the angle necessary. And now with few drivers join the fray, you got Sasek, Oberstadt, others trying to join the fray. We'll see how it all plays here as they'll get bunched up next time by. So this field gets bunched up here. It's going to be Jones, Hagen, Sasek, Oberstadt, Poznanski, Sharp, Smeal, Blowers, Breo, Kent. Your top 10. And for those curious at home, obviously if we could go green at the end, but if we do get cautions, the series has a maximum of 3 green-white checkered attempts if needed, but we'll cross that bridge when we get closer. So it's going to be on Jones's control, with Hagen to his inside. Pace car is off. Green flag is out, and a good restart by the 48, and 25 to go has just been hit. Sasek gets a good move there for third. Hagen got some breathing room. We'll cut a little bit further back. See Poznanski and Sharp fighting. A lot of drivers still trying to get positions here. Oh, Parzanski and Sharp touch. Sharp hits the wall outside line. That's probably going to be a caution. Multiple cars involved there. Going to get back there if we can. Blowers, Clavitt. You see Blowers hit that inside wall hard as well. And you can just see what kind of caused that incident to occur there and what caused that incident to kind of check up the field there. John Smeal also seems to be involved as well. So we'll check back just a bit here. We'll take it from, if I can find on the board here, go to Smeal here for a second, obviously a little bit late in the incident, and then we'll cut the Sharp. You can see side by side, we'll do a nice little close shot here to see exactly what occurred. Obviously, we saw it on the main lane, but you can see 41-36 fighting hard here. And, incident sends the 36 into the wall, and then nowhere for Smeal and Blowers to go. They end up taking big licks on the inside wall for both drivers respectively. So we'll take one more perspective. We'll take it from Smeal's perspective. We'll take it from this perspective. Nice little high arc camera. You can see right there the incident, 36 and 41 there occurring. 36, and then just a check up, and then nowhere go for both drivers. Again, looked a lot worse than it was with the 46. He kind of hit the wall flush. 34 ends up hitting it with the rear, so maybe not major damage for over truck, but still not going to lose a lot of track position. So back to live action we are again. Jones and Hagen. Front row, you can see there, 42 getting a lap back. That should give us, if I do my math correctly here, that should give us 20. If Clavitt and Blowers can beat the pace truck here, it should still give us 23 in the lead lap as Parker's now officially one down. There is some fuel concerns as well, possibly, because looking at the front pack here, you got last pit at lap 89 for Jones and Hagen and Sasic and Oberstadt, all pitted last on 89. Posnensky pitted on 92, Sharp on 89, Breo on 96, Denny on 102, Kent on 104, and Frazier on 102. That's the top 10. In the top 20, most recently pitted is Pacey Wygen, pitted on 128, and James Wright on 121. So you see Santiago leaving the pits there. We should get bunched up next time by, and should be taking the green with 18 to go. So field should get bunched up this time by. We'll just run over what the top 10 will be right now. We'll save the trouble here. It's going to be Jones, Hagen, row 1, Sasic, Oberstadt, row 2, Posnensky, Sharp, row 3, Breo, Denny, row 4, and Kent, Frazier, row 5. With it then being Carter, Height, Ellis, Rober, Pillar, your top 15. So again, looking at the front, it's Jones and Hagen show up front. They've been duking it out most of the night. They've led the most laps. One driver looking to try to win this race. Hagen looking at another win for the collection. Jones looking to try to get the first win of the season. Obviously, Oberstadt and Sasic also looking to get wins this season as well in row 2. See how it all plays. Pace car is off. Green flag is now out, and away we go with 18 to go. Top 4 holding out. You see a battle there raging on for 5th. Byron Jones, though, gets a good distance here. We'll cut a little bit further back, kind of cover that battle there. You see Posnensky trying to make a move on Oberstadt for 4th. Posnensky going to get a good run here. Going to try to clear Oberstadt, can't do it. Breo there on the charge against Sharp. Oh, a little bit racy in the back. Roberg, name we haven't said much, trying to get in the top 10, at least in 11th for the battle for height. You can just see in the wide shot there. 3 wide there, almost missed it. Frazier, Breo, and Denny. 6th, 7th, 8th, respectively. Will cut to that angle right there just to show it. Luckily, Frazier backs it down. Breo, though, trying to take no prisoners here. Can't get a spread the middle here. Trying to make it. Oh, car around. That's Caleb Carter. And that will be another caution. And there, Gibney will join in on a synchronized spin, unrelated. 17th caution of the night with 15 to go. We'll take a look, see exactly what happened. We did get a wide shot of that, but we'll get you a nice zoomed-in angle. So we'll play it live here. Obviously, see how race they were getting. Keep an eye on that 44. And 3 wide there. And just gets a little tough there by Roberg. And ends up hitting the wall, inside wall. And then Gibney gets looking out in a little incident with Flowers. So we'll take another look from Gibney, and then we'll take one more respect of this as well. So we'll show up with Gibney here. Gibney kind of taps the wall on his own there. A slightly bigger shot here. Looks like he lost in his own accord. Gets hit in Mongold. Oh, Patrick, the Oberstat gets a little bit of air there. Ends up getting chucked down the line. We'll take one more look here as well. We'll find one more person to cover here. Cable Carter's in here. We'll take the chopper camera and we'll follow Carter again here, just to see exactly what occurred again from a wider angle. It's around the high side here. And just kind of drifts a little bit low. Rober drifts a bit up, and Carter ends up going around. So back to live action. Byron Jones still leading the way. Hagen second, Sasek third, Posnensky fourth, Oberstat top 5. Starters win the pit here. We'll see how this all shakes up, as we should be hitting the green with 11 to go here. So we'll see how this all plays out. Alrighty, so we should get the green next time by. Again, Jones, Hagen, top 2 here. Again, thank you for everyone tuning in. I'll say it one more time just to thank any viewer that's still here at the moment. Thank you for tuning in to ABN1 for the HTL Hammer Down Truck Series here for the episode 150. Thank you for joining us here on your Tuesday evening. Glad you beat the show. Hopefully, these last 10 laps can be up to your satisfaction. But anyway, field should get bunched up this time by. It's going to be Jones and Hagen. They've lined up many times around. Hagen probably not too thrilled right now. He's had a lot of green flag runs trying to chase down Jones. But if we can get a good 10-lap dash to finish, it may give Hagen just enough time to make a move here. Jones maybe looking for a few more cautions here just to keep the restarts going here. It's going to be Posnensky and Sasek, row 2. Sharp, Oberstat, row 3. Kent, Braille, row 4. Denny, Frazier, row 5. With Roberg and Height, Wright, Ellis, and Mongold, top 15. Green flag is out, and away we go. Good launch by the 48. 10 to go. Right there, Sass going to jump in front of Sharp there. Going to keep 4th. Getting a little race to the back. Kent gets a little loose there. And it's going to be in front of the field. The caution we called. Height around, along with a few others. Big lick there from Frazier on the door. Right. Wygen. A lot of the drivers there just involved in that incident. And that will be the 18th caution of the night. And that's really all I got to say on that one. Anyway, we'll take a look, see exactly what happened there. Again, we saw it from the wide shot, but we'll get it from a nice close shot there. We'll find... if I can find him on this list. A lot of names. There we go. We'll take it from wide jet for a second here, and you can already see some chaos happening in the back. Let it play out here. Yeah, it's a little... actually, this is a separate incident here for what we saw. They got a little stuck here, and at this point, obviously, we saw what happened to Kent and the rest. And just nowhere to go for those cars is right and a few others pile in. So they had their own little tussle up there back on and had an own little incident. Now we'll actually go back here again and actually we'll take it from Kent's perspective, what we saw with Kent. So give me 2 seconds here. Got to find him on the menu here. There he is. We'll get a little close here just to kind of show you exactly what occurred. A little bump there from 71. 33 gets a little around. And at that point comes a bit of a track blocker. Height ends up getting loose around 2. Frazier gets a big tap from right. Kent actually ends up getting not the worst of it there in that situation. And that's kind of how it plays out. We'll take one more perspective here as well. We'll take it from... if I can find an angle here. We'll see it from Frazier's. And we'll take it from a high angle here. Little tap there, and yeah. At this point, Frazier comes a little bit down to 3, both sideways, and Wright ends up dooring the 71 hard. Blowers ends up piling into the engine. So we'll see if that affects the 71's performance. So 7 to go. 18 cautions. Again, I did say it around the 22 lap mark, but I'll say it again for anyone that does not know. 3 green-white checkered attempts for the drivers if needed. And if required. We'll get the green with 4 to go. Not any green-white checkers triggered yet, obviously, because we're not even in the window. But if we do get there, in that regard. Anyway, Jones, Hagan still 1-2. Again, these less laps are not going to help Hagan's chance to catch Jones. Because you have to time the restart perfectly or try to get a good run if he wants to get around. At the moment, we have 22 cars on the lead lap. James Wright first one down. Being involved in the incident will not get the lucky dog. So 22 cars. We're still in a chance here to try and win this race. And at the moment, we have 27 cars still running at the moment because I think Richard O'Day is still completing laps. He is. So 27 cars still running on the track at the moment taking laps. So field going to get bunched up here. It is going to be similar to the previous couple cautions. Nothing has really changed in the front row. Jones and Hagan, row number 1. With Sasek and Posnanski, row 2. Sharp and Overstat, row 3. Brayo and Danny, row 4. Roberg and Ellis, row 5. Pace car is pulled off. It's going to be on Jones's control. Green flag is out, and away we go. Jones slots in. Hagan slots in for second. This car is going to fight out through the back here. Sask will take third. Posnanski fourth. Sharp and Oberstadt fighting for a top 5. Hagan a little bit too far back around to make something happen here. Coming to 3 to go. And we have a caution. And that should trigger our first green-white checker here as we get the next restart, but we'll see who it was. It was Parkhurst and Pendel that were the incident. We'll see Parkhurst a bit slow on the backstretch. It just got him not too long ago, and Pendel involved as well. So we'll take a look here, see exactly what happened here between Parkhurst and Pendel. And you can see, we'll get a little close here. See 3 wide. Obviously, we don't know if they were the cause or if something happened up the road here. But it's usually not a good sign when you see 3 wide like this and you see Gibney also there in the wall there on the outside. We'll see exactly what occurred here. Gibney did not play a factor in this one. Driving up the road here. Oh, Parks went a 2-beat. Just clipped the height and then goes the wrong way around. Pendel nowhere to go. Taps into the 42. And, yeah. That will be the cause of the caution there. I don't think much more needs to be seen. We'll just go back to live action. So back to live action. This will trigger the first green-white checkered of 3 attempts. There you can see James Wright's torn up, cut up car ends up getting his lap back. Now that will give us 24 cars on the lead lap. Actually, still 23 because Patrick Overstead said so. My mistake. 23 cars on the lead lap at the moment now. It was 23 before, but James Wright just got. Who knows? 23 on the lead lap. 19th caution of the night. So it's going to get interesting here. Restarts are interesting to say the least, as right now Jones has been in the catbird seat here. But if viewers do recall back many races ago, Jones was in the lead. One of the other short tracks he ran, can't remember off the top of my head, but had good runs, had good situations, had good drive-offs. But in the last restart, had a bit of a bungle, and on the last green white checkered attempt, ended up not winning that race. So Jones obviously knows full well that you got to time these restarts right and perfectly if you want to win this race. And right now, Jones maybe feeling a bit of a pressure here. At the minimum, this could be the last restart. At the maximum, we could get another 2 more. So is the field going to get bunched up here? Jones, Hagen, row 1. Poznansky, Sasek, row 2. Sharp, Oberstadt, row 3. Breo, Denny, row 4. Ellis, and Roberg, your top 5. Pace car going to pull off. It's going to be on Jones's control. Green flag is out, and away we go. Good restart by Jones. Hagen keeping second for now. Sass is going to try to clear for third. Still a bit of pressure hanging on. And there is a caution. Looks like Matthew Kent was the cause of this one. As you can see him sideways off the field, there you can see James Wright, and I want to say that's Gibney. Bit hard to tell from this angle, but you can see that car is pretty torn up. So, we'll take a look, and it looks like Ode may have been involved as well, which is interesting. May have been Ode instead, but we'll take a look here on the replay, and we'll be able to figure out what was involved. So back to live action. Side-by-side fighting. Actually, we'll take a little wider of a shot here. So we'll pause that real fast just to see exactly what occurred here. Okay, keep an eye on that 33 truck. A little tap there, and round he flies. And then, oh, big, that explains why Ode pops up. That was Ode, and then nowhere for James Wright to go. And that will be the cause of the caution. We'll take another look here from James Wright's perspective, and then we'll do Ode. We'll take it from this camera. If I ever can find it in my camera list. That's the wrong one. That's the right one. So James Wright obviously a little bit further back here. Not going to see much of the chaos happen here. And then just pure chaos comes up on his screen here. Honestly, in hindsight, this may have been the best angle of the show as he just kind of gets on the brakes here and avoids taking a major lick. We'll take one more look here from Richard Ode. We'll take this from the cockpit camera. You can see chaos happens up front. Puff of smoke. Ode tries to go, just trying to complete laps and just couldn't clear the door. And ends up basically taking a big lick on the engine. So anyway, this will trigger green-white checkered attempt number 2 of 3. We'll see how this all plays. Honestly, kind of looking, well, we'll get the bunch up next up, but just kind of looking through the field here, it just feels like some of these cars still look perfect. Like John Hagen looks like he may have just rolled off the truck. for the most part. Eli Sastic's looks pretty relatively okay for the most part, including some door smudges on the right side. A few of these trucks obviously look okay, and then the further you get back, a lot of these trucks have shown the battle scars of war they've gone through tonight. There's Bobby Flowers, Pacey Wygant, John Smeal, Austin Mongold, Caleb Carter with some big licks. Just the chaos of the race tonight. You can see it a lot on these trucks here. So back to the lead up front. Obviously, still one more lap of pacing here. We should see the field get bunched up next time by. We should see the green flag following round. So field gets bunched up here. It's going to be Jones, Hagan, Posnanski, Sasic, Sharp, Oberstadt, Denny, Breo, Ellis, Roberg, your top 10. Pacer are going to pull off. If they need it, they'll have one more green-white checker, but right now it's on Byron Jones' control. Green flag is out, and away we go. Hagan, though, with a good restart. They're going to be side-by-side, going to one. Hagan senses blood in the water. Can he do something about it? Jones takes it off a 2. Posnanski and Sasic fighting hard for 3rd. So the leader comes off 3 to 4. If he takes the white flag, Sasic in the wall hard, and that will not trigger a caution. We stay green. Actually, caution gets called, but the white flag was there. You can see it become a car park, but it looks like white flag did not count. So we'll have another green-white checkered attempt. You saw in the wide shot there, Sasic ended up getting hit hard in the wall. And we'll have one more attempt at this. See multiple trucks, and we'll take a look here exactly what happened. We saw it on the wide shot. We'll follow Sasic's perspective here. You can see fighting hard here for 3rd. Hooked in the wall hard there. Sharp nowhere to go at this point. It's just a car park. Denny, you can see Ellis, Posnanski, a few other drivers just trying to get through there, and just for added measure, just runs in the back of Sharp there. So we'll take a second look here. We'll find another car here to follow here. We'll watch Sharp's perspective. She was a little bit further back here. We'll take it from a wider shot. Not that wide, that wide. We'll take it from the blimp. See, side-by-side accident happens up front. Round she goes. You know where Sharp would go and ends up getting kind of sideways. And then at this point, just trucks try to get through here as quick as they can. And then we'll take one more perspective here. We'll ride board with Casey Ellis here, if I can find Ellis in my drop-down menu. There we go. And we'll take this we'll ride on board with said 34 truck. Up there, you can see the incident right there, big Sasic, and then she gets hooked from behind and ends up just kind of hitting the wall there. So, very chaotic event there. So back to live action. This will be the last green-white checkered attempt. There will be a possibility for one more caution, but there is another caution. The field will end under yellow, but no more attempts. Carmen brings up a good point for those still standing, and thank you for joining us. It's going to be Mazda NR 2003 action tomorrow on ABN1. So if you are interested in NR 2003 leagues and racing, that is going to be tomorrow. High Performance finale Thursday night, and there'll be a bunch of live action on Friday in both channels as well. So it's going to be a very fun evening for those tuning out here, and obviously next week, HTL and both the Cup and the Truck Series will be here as well. Cup Series will be at a track here. Don't have the schedule in front of me. They'll both be racing quite hard next week. Trucks will be at Chicagoland. I believe that's where the Cup cars are going to. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one at the very least. So anyway, Lights out on the pace truck. It's car, whatever. It's late. It's been a long evening. But the lights are out on the pace thing. It's going to be Jones and Hagen, row number 1. Sharp and Overstat, row 2. Borreo and Denny, row 3. Roberg, Ellis, row 4. Smeal and Blowers, row 5. A lot of drivers in that top 10 have not yet won in this truck series. Borreo won at Daytona. Hagen's won multiple times. The rest of this top 10 have not yet won this season in the truck series. Looking to try to break that streak tonight. Can Byron Jones hang on to win this thing? Will someone challenge him? We'll find out here. Green flag is out, and away we go. Good launch by Jones. Hagen, not so much. Hagen will slot in the second. Car's getting really raced back. Smeal gets stored into the wall, and that will trigger a caution. That will end the race. And that is how this race will conclude. Kind of fitting. Honestly, if they pace around here, we'll try to get to the winner here, but I just want to quickly show exactly what happened there. Kind of saw it in the wide shot. You can see it happen anyway. 34 gets on the 46. And then you can see a car spinning here on the wide shot here. That's the 9 Eli Sasek. See if we can quickly see what happened to him, and then we'll cut back to live action. Just gets a little bad bump from the 8 and hard into the inside wall. So back to live action. Final lap of this race. Byron Jones going to come across here, cut back just in time, and he is going to win the HTL Indianapolis 150 here under caution with John Hagen in second, Overstat in third, Borreo in fourth, Alfred Denny in fifth, Roberg sixth, Ellis seventh, Wygen eighth, Height ninth, and John Smeal your top 10. That's how this race will conclude. Obviously not the win Jones may have won. You can see Pace going to come up here and celebrate with his teammate here. Obviously, a few drivers are hoping maybe get some green flag running here to have a challenge. That's sometimes how the cookie crumbles here in this series. So as Jones is going to presumably burn it down on the front stretch here. As again, Jones has been trying so long for so many weeks to try to get a win. He'll finally get his first victory here in the Truck Series. And with the chase looming forwards, we'll see if this helps him in the standings and maybe make him a contender for a championship. We'll do a little synchronized burnout here as well. See if we can get a better angle. There we go. That's a good angle. And actually, we'll turn the ticker off here. As we watch this burnout happen, do not go anywhere. We'll hope to get talk to the top 3 here. Hear their thoughts about tonight's race and tonight's action. And hopefully see what they think about tonight. Probably going to go to the engines blow here. There they go. And there go the engines. So that will be celebrations for Jones. We'll actually pause right here and kind of just let that screen hold here because, yeah, that will hold on that. So we'll see if anyone's in the top 3 interview here while we're waiting here. I'll check that. But no one's in there yet. We'll give them a chance to get in here if they do want to get in here. But while we do that, we'll take a quick look at the race results here. Help if I hit the show button. There we go. Byron Jones obviously takes the win. John Hagen in second. Stefan Overstat in third. Borreo fourth. Denny fifth. Roberg sixth. Ellis seventh. Wygen eighth. Callie Height ninth. John Smeal 10th. With Blowers, Carter, Mongold, Clavitt, Gibney, Pillar, Barkhurst, Kent. Your top 18 all finishing on the lead lap. With Oberstadt and Wright rounding out the top 10 at top 20. First one's one lap down. As we move further down the field here, you'll see where the rest of them finished out. You can see Lily Sharp finishes 21st, Frazier 22nd, Sasek 23rd, obviously parked on the front stretch there, did not finish this race. And now we're getting the drivers that end up retiring. Scott J. Posnensky, Christopher Pendell, Angel Santiago, Carmen Sienna, Jonathan Adams, Richard O'Day, Selena Thompson rounds out the top 30, and Caleb Eichler will finish 31st, 165 laps down. Not a eventful day for him. So we do have the drivers in the waiting room right now. So we'll bring in our, I guess we'll see here. We'll bring in the race winner to start here. We'll hear his thoughts and we'll work our way down the order. So we'll hear first from Byron Jones. Byron, this is Kevin in the ABM booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. What's going on?
Not much. Calling this race here at the very least here. It was a very chaotic race, to say the least, but obviously we want to hear your thoughts about it. So I guess we'll start off here with qualifying. You obviously had a pretty good car out there when you finished, got in the front row, but a lot of drivers were talking about how the setup wasn't the greatest. So how did the car feel to you? Do you feel like it was a strong truck?
Oh, yeah, I absolutely love this setup. Once you figured it out, it was huge. Being able to run from the
like it was a
top,
strong
make
truck?
cornering down on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't go full throttle until you're fully off the corner. That's the type of racing I like versus where you sort of just hit the gas and go. Here you have that chance to throttle out. If you throttle too early, your car can get squirrely, which is what happened to me early on into the race. But once I learned from that, this whole setup was a blast tonight. It really was.
Mm-hmm. I guess the second question will be, kind of keep the line going. We had a lot of caution laps and a lot of pace lapping here. I guess my point is, obviously, we've seen drivers stay out. They try to keep staying out here to try to catch advantage of this. So kind of going through your head here, because we saw at other tracks like North Wilkesboro and other places where drivers stayed out as long as they could, hoping to maybe catch a green flag run or something. So in your mind, like, I guess what it's boiling down to is obviously track position was important, but was far tires more important at certain points than track position?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think we truly got long enough of a run to truly feel how these tires were. We did have bits in there, here and there, where we had a chance to, but at the end, it just sort of seemed like staying out was the best idea you could do. Staying out, making sure you're up in the front, because a lot of the wrecks were happening in the back. The front few five, I would say, guys or so, maybe more. We were up there, we were up, we were clean. There wasn't much to it. We were all racing each other with respect. We all had our own differences to run from. So I think staying out definitely would have been a huge key. I think I saw Kevin stay out, but I think he had to come down for gas, which is what pushed him back. But from there, at the end of the day, I mean, it all comes down to staying out is what was the huge difference tonight.
Fair enough. Third question, obviously, we saw, again, a lot of caution laps, a lot of things play out. We saw one of the last incidences where we got a good green flag run. You were able to get around John Hagan, and then the last was obviously you just getting good restarts. So we obviously saw earlier in the year you had a late read, and we got a lot of cautions, and you end up making a mistake on one of the restarts. So kind of going through your head here, how are you making sure those restarts, you were timing them correctly to make sure you stayed ahead?
Yeah, my goal was just to throw Hagan off. I was going to different parts within the restart zone just to throw him off so he never knew truly when I was going to take off so he can time it up. Sometimes I would go as soon as we hit the zone. Sometimes I would go really late in the zone. Sometimes I would go in the middle. It was just throwing him off. So when it came, because I had a feeling it was going to come down the green-white checkers. When it came down to that final green-white checkered, he never truly knew when I was going to take off so he could time it, put it side by side, which I know it's a little bit iffy on it, but at the end of the day, it's what you got to do to get a win. And we were able to take it away today. So I'm just happy with that.
Fair enough. Last question, obviously, going to be here as well. Actually, I'll ask a two-parter here. One, obviously, since this is your first win in the HTL Truck Series this season, long time coming, how does that feel? And two, with Chicagoland next up on the calendar, how do you feel about that track? How do you think you'll do there? I'll confirm it's Chicagoland. Just give me a second. It is, I think this is Chicagoland.
It looks like Darlington.
Darlington, sorry. Thank you. I had the wrong schedule pulled up. Thank you. So, how does the first win feel, and how do you feel about Darlington?
The first one feels great, honestly. It's been eluding me a little bit since the Milwaukee Mile. Me and Hagan had the same exact battle, except I screwed up and misshift. So this time we were joking. We were like, better not misshift this time. So luckily it worked out. That didn't happen. So I'm ecstatic right now. Should push me up in points. Hopefully I can make it into the chase. And Darlington, I got mixed feelings on Darlington. I'm not too bad at Darlington, but I'm not the best. I don't think you'll see me up front there much. It'll sort of be mid-pack, back-pack, just trying to survive that race.
Fair enough. Obviously, since it is ABN tradition, is anyone you want to thank? If I was getting the podium, anyone you want to thank? Sponsors, family, friends, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Yeah, of course. First off, I want to thank my teammate Pacey. He has helped me so much throughout this entire season, figuring out what I need to do with the car, make it faster, understand it, as well as he's helped me understand myself, like calming my nerves, making sure I'm okay, ready to go, and I'm not over analyzing, overthinking, over judging. And then as well as Jones Paint Design, which is the paint of my car and Pacey's car that you see out there every week. And of course, Sophia the First, we lost her a few months back, and we still run with her on our car though every week just for her spirit, and she was there tonight.
Well, it's always is a quite I guess what I'm trying to say is a very touching moment, and hopefully she was riding with you there and helping you in that regard. So thank you, Byron, for joining us here. Hopefully, again, maybe you maybe spoke some good juju in existence, and hopefully maybe we'll be talking next week in Darlington.
Well, dude, thank you so much.
Yep, you have a good rest of your week now.
You as well.
That was our race winner, Byron Jones. And now we'll move to our second place driver. And it looks like the only other driver we'll have here tonight, John Hagan. So we'll bring John Hagan here and hear his thoughts about the race. John Hagan, this is Kevin in the ABM booth. You got a copy?
I do.
All right. Well, again, we'll start wherever race starts at the beginning. Take us, because obviously you qualified on the pole. You had a pretty fast truck there. How'd the setup feel to you? Other drivers were obviously complaining about it. Byron felt comfortable with it. But let's hear the setup from your opinion.
I really liked it. I had a real feel for what the Rand was doing, how to not overslip right rear, left rear, burning off too much rubber. Obviously, that didn't matter tonight, but I really liked it. You had to set your nose up how you liked it, and you were able to set it up probably 3 different ways to your liking in order to get off corner. Like, if you looked at me and Byron turn 1, he had a radically different approach than what I had, but we had the same pace. But I mean, I liked it. It was a fun. I just wish it could have gone green more.
Fair, yeah. It was probably a bit of a curse. We saw like a chance at a green flag run, but it never really truly came. Obviously, second question, obviously, is you obviously played the track position game. You only came in when you really needed to, as track position was really important. Obviously, we didn't really have a good chance to get a green flag run with the tires. But I guess take us through the mind. I guess we'll go right in the next question here with the restarts. You had control for most of it, and then Jones was able to get around you with the give the incident. And then you were on second fiddle. So you saw, like, late in that run, you had a good chance maybe to get around him. So kind of take us through the restarts in your mind, too. What kind of was going through in your opportunity to try to get past Jones and try to keep Jones behind?
I just needed more than 1 lap. I think I could have gave myself a shot. I just needed more than 1 lap. There was a couple times where I timed it perfectly. He'd been mixing it up on restarts, and I've picked up that when he went late, he would go short the next time. Mm-hmm. But I mean, other than that, like, you almost, even if you know when he's going, there's so much acceleration when the leader goes. You're just, unless you went the exact same time, you're not staying side by side.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just needed more than 1 lap. I mean, on that second green white checkered, I thought I looked at the replay. We were barreling into turn 1 when the caution came out. But that was my best shot at getting to him, because I think I'd been getting off 2 better than he had, and I was going to set myself up. But it is what it is. Good race to Byron. I'm not going to be mad at anybody for staying out and doing what they were doing. It was just real unfortunate that I got trapped behind Byron on like lap 94. And yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you get unlucky. Sometimes that's how the shoe falls. Obviously, you had some great luck. We remember Charlotte, for instance, and sometimes it doesn't play out. Obviously, if there are any other thoughts you want to add to the race, go ahead. But I'm also going to just ask, what's your thoughts about Darlington? Do you think that's a track you feel strong at?
I don't remember if you were on the call when we did ABN Cup at Darlington.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, you won that race.
If anybody wants to know how comfortable I am there, just go watch that. And I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Obviously, ABN Tradition. Anyone you want to thank, sponsor, family, friends, go ahead. The floor is yours, John.
Thank you to Jacob Shangle, JSR Designs, for getting me in here. Thank you, Byron, for racing clean. And I know I've been a bonehead at times, so I was keeping that on my mind all day. Shout out to HTL for throwing on these series. Shout out to you and Carmen and everybody who broadcasts. I think I shouted at HTL, but shout out them again. And shout out my beautiful girlfriend for watching the stream, sticking by me, and supporting me.
Alrighty, well, that is great talking to you again, John. I think I got a feeling we may be talking to you next week, but you never know how the dice lie. But if we are talking next week, hopefully it may be from the victor circle. So you take care and you have a good rest of your week.
You as well.
And that was John Hagan in second position. So again, we'll take one more quick look at the Truck Series finishing order here one more time. Just again, if you are still tuning in, we did run over it a minute ago, but we'll run over it one more time. So we'll pull back here, just reset here, or try to reset if I help hit the right button. There we go. We'll pull back to the top here. There we go to the top. So Byron Jones, John Hagan, Stefan Oberstadt, Jaron Brown, Alfred Denny, top 5. Roberg, Ellis, Wygant, Heights, Meal, your top 10. Blowers, Carter, Mongold, Clavitt, Gibney, your top 15. Pillar, Parkhurst, Kent, Oberstadt, Wright, your top 20. Moving a little bit further down the field, you got Sharp, Frazier, Sasek, Poznanski, Pendel, your top 25. Santiago, Sienna, Adams, Ode, Thompson, your top 30. And Kale Biker will finish 31st out of 31 trucks. But that will do it for that here at IRP Lucas Oil Raceway. Again, as Carmen was alluding to and we kind of hinted to earlier in the broadcast, tomorrow is the NR 2003 League she does, and that's going to be at Monza. So tune in for that if you're looking for some ABN NR 2003 League fun. On Thursday, the Hyper Formula finale. And then, obviously, Friday throughout, there's going to be some action popping all over the ABN 1 and ABN 2. So keep an eye on the social medias. And obviously, look down in the description for other things. Go to the ABN website. You'll see all the information there. And then for HTL on Monday, they're going to Darlington for the first cup race of the Chase. Playoffs, I should say. It's going to be quite fun to see how the drivers that qualify for the playoffs, how they're going to end up racing, and how they are going to try to set themselves on the right foot. And for the Truck Series, we clued on with the Chase looming closely soon. Only 2 rounds to go. Darlington and Talladega. Playoffs loom, Chase looms, and only 8 drivers will make it to fight for a championship for the last 5 weeks. So we'll see how that all plays out. But until then, I'm Kevin Young. I'm signing off. Thank you for joining us here for ABN 1. And you guys and everyone else viewing, guys, gals, whoever, you guys enjoyed the night, and take care, and have a good rest of your evening.